Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an A330 pilot, and it looks like Aerosoft is no longer making anybody of you an A330 pilot in Microsoft Flight Simulator because they are discontinuing development of the A330 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. But don't let that trick you. We do still get an A330, however, for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Now, that news has just been posted on Aerosoft's A330.aerosoft.com website, which we are going to have a look at right now. And basically, down here in the latest staff update, they do say that following a thorough evaluation of the project, we have decided to shift the development and release of the A330 around the upcoming Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. This will allow us to greatly expand the focus of the project, including multiple engine options. Additionally, we are planning to release both the CEO and the Neo variants of the A330 simultaneously. Once we have more details to share, we will update you via this page. Now, this is a major drawback to the A330 development. In other words, it means that we are no longer just getting the airplane for Microsoft Flight Simulator like in the next couple of months or so, as many of us were hoping, but it will mean major delays. That much we can say already. Now, we might be wondering, why does Aerosoft do something like this? Now, what I'm about to say is obviously just my personal speculation over here, but based on over 10 years now assisting developers with beta testing, with advising, and so on, I think I have kinda of an idea. Now, if we go back to the earlier updates posted, things like FMS testing over here, where they post about things like engine performance tuning and tweaking is now done. Now, that's a normally rather early point in development of an airplane. They now talk about the airplane being able to fly different sits and stars and stuff like that, which is really still very, very basic FMS stuff. So from there on, the beta testers are going to be testing the product and they will start running into issues and those then need to be fixed. That's a process which usually is going to take years at a time. Now, obviously you can release a version that is not perfect but mostly works, like most flight sim developers do a little bit earlier, but we're still talking about some major things that are still to come, seeing these updates of FMS tracking of the autopilot and stuff like that. So personally, I do believe they don't just push it back in order to greatly expand focus of the project, including multiple engine options or the Neo variant of the A330 at the same time. But if I had to take a personal guess, then I would say that most likely they ran into severe issues during the development, especially with the change of project management and stuff like that. And therefore, when they now started redoing things, they noticed, well, this is going to take time, and therefore they are looking for a reason in order to delay the A330 like significantly, including some explanations that customers will accept. And obviously, after all this development time, now saying that, yeah, sorry, we're going to take another year or so, just in order to get that stuff done that they've been working on, it's probably not going to work. And therefore, they came up with, okay, so let's see, maybe we're working on things like the FMS, the autopilot, or the systems are still making problems. Okay, so our modelers and the flight dynamic engineers, they are available. So let's just add new engine options and let's add the Neo, because that is what we've got resources for, while we're still working on the other stuff that still needs to be done before we can even release the conventional engine options. Now, we still got to hope that it's not going to bite them in the back, seeing that, for example, another developer working on an Airbus aircraft is encountering significant delays when they tried to merge multiple engine options into the same project and are now running months behind the original promised release schedule for reasons that we don't know for sure, but that's just what it looks like from the outside. And I do believe it's fair to say that Aerosoft might encounter something like that as well. For sure, I can say that when I've been working with some flight sim developers who have been working on multiple engine options over the past time, they usually encountered quite some additional delays, which were originally rather unforeseen. when they added multiple options that especially include things like different ways of measuring and controlling thrust in different engines. So, for example, considering the A330, you've got EPR-driven engines on the Rolls-Royce engines, but then you've got N1-driven engines on the GEs. So that can get rather complicated rather quickly. And, well, we'll just have to see. I'm sure they did think about that kind of stuff before making an announcement like that. We just gotta hope that they made the right decision over there. For sure, when they now even add the Neo has a rather significantly changed cockpit with things like the APU fire switch being located in different location, and with Airbus just trying to streamline the A330 Neo a little bit more with the A320 Neo, and thereby changing not only the fourth set of engines, but quite some of the systems as well. Also thinking about what kind of options the Neo comes with by default, which now need to be developed. But I'm sure Aerosoft did put some thought line into that, and therefore I'm sure that they have thought this through ahead of time. Now, we can just speculate over here. Maybe another reason that they need to do this now is you guys surely remember my video that Aerosoft received almost €500,000 of state funding in order to develop an A330 Neo. Now, obviously, with the project being run for 3 years now without a release in sight, there may be a chance that they just started running out of cash and needed to access those resources they got from the state. So maybe that's the reason the Neo is now getting included in the A330 CEO project, so that they can access that almost 500,000 that they received from the state for the development of the Neo. But that is just speculating, and obviously that may just as well be untrue as it may be true. So that's just a little line of thought that appeared to me while having a look at all this. In any case, what we can say is that with the A330 now being developed for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, it is no longer sure whether it is going to come for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Personally, I would be led to believe that it's only going to come for the new sim, because this enables them to include a lot of new techniques that may not be available for the older Microsoft Flight Simulator, but only for the new one. Now, with Aerosoft being of the big names in flight simulation, I would not be surprised if they actually had access to some new information that the public doesn't know about yet, and maybe that kind of drove their decision to only do the A330 for FS2024. Now, who knows? Maybe there is some great stuff coming there that the public just doesn't know about yet. I would absolutely not be surprised if that is the case. In any case, what I am rather sure we can say is that this announcement over here means that we will be waiting for quite some time. Now, they need to release FS 2024. When that has happened, then the beta testers can start working on the FS 2024 version. Then they need to fix whatever kind of issues will come up with it, and only then we're going to see a release. So personally, I would not count on the airplane being released in 2024, but I would rather count on a 2025 release. But in any case, we'll have to see. And obviously, that is all just speculation, as I said at the beginning of the video. So I do believe that's all we can say about it right now. With that, do let me know what you think about this latest developments in regards to the A330 down in the comments below. And with that, thank you very much for watching. If you did like the video, be sure to leave a like. And if you're up for more, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. And if you really love what I'm doing, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much, and see you all again on the next one.